Hi, everybody. How are you? Let me make sure we're live. I hope everybody's doing great. Let me see. It's kind of last minute. I was just getting ready to film something for our members, and I thought, let me jump on and do something fun with all of you for Christmas. Don't mind my hair. I've been in the rain probably 3 or 4 times today. So, how's everybody doing? Okay, I see we're live. Say hello when you're jumping on. Let us know where you're from also. Hey, Tracy, how are you? I love your latest snowman. He came out so cute. You make such beautiful gifts. So beautiful. How's everybody doing? Let me bring this up over here. Teresa Lee, how are you? It's nice to see you. I know I like just right now, I'm jumping in for a minute. Thanks for jumping in with me. I appreciate it. I thought we'd paint this shadow box together. Donna, hello. How are you? I have these shadow boxes. They came like in a stack. They've been in my studio next to this studio for like a year, and I thought, let's just use them this year. Hey, Debbie Bedford, how are you? Brenda, hello. Lucy, how are you? Oh, so glad to see you too, Luz. Thanks. Hi, Sharon, how are you? It's nice to see everybody. But yeah, these were like in a stack. This is still wet even. I just threw some gesso on it. And so you can get 3 of these. Michael's has deals on these every year. Or you can probably get them on Amazon as well. And you can like set them on your fireplace or set them in your entryway. Just cute little pieces. I think they would look really cute resin too, like with some resin or glass on them as well. How's everybody doing? Do you have rain today like we have? We have like, I don't think it's quit raining all day long, all day. Let me see. Gretchen, hello. Hey, Tommy Lou from West Virginia. How are you? It's nice to see you. You probably have rain like us today, huh? We're in Western Pennsylvania, and I'm coming to you from my home studio. If you're not familiar with us, we have a beautiful studio about 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh where we teach just about every day. We've had 3 events a day, I think the entire weekend, maybe 4 some days. And so you can check us out on Facebook there. We have probably over 100,000 photos of our painters on there. My whole job is to teach our ladies who are also instructors as well, how to teach very simple, easy to follow steps in order to create very 3-dimensional paintings, beautiful paintings you want to take home and hang on your wall. And so that's our happy place there. And we have our happy place online as well with our membership that we get to paint with all the time as well. Hey, Lois, how are you? Hi, Pat, North Carolina here. I'm sick of the rain too, Tracy. And the house like gets all dirty too with the dogs. Hey, Bonnie, we're always like mopping the front of the studio. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? Wonderful surprise. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yay. I thought it's just such a yucky night. Before I like go in and record that other painting, like finish that, I would jump on with everybody. How are you doing, Penny? She is from Newport, Virginia. Oh, how nice. It's nice there, I think, isn't it? I think we vacationed close to there one year, but maybe 10 years ago. I could be wrong though. Rainy in Ohio. Rain tomorrow too. Wonderful. Hey, Jen, how are you? Just got home, but I will watch only today. Oh, I'm glad you could jump on, Jen. Hi, Judy. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? Best news ever. Cancer free. I have to tell you, that made me happy. Like, oh, I was so excited to read that. I can't even tell you. I was so blah to pick up ornaments. I'm sorry, man. I read 2 at the same time. I was so blonde, and then I got your message. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. I was hoping to bring some happiness tonight. You know, we all need it on these gloomy days. You were at the studio to pick up the ornaments today. Were they still like tacky? I didn't touch them today. I touched them last night, like I think at 11:30 when I was leaving, and they were still like a little sticky. We had a glass and resin ornament class yesterday at the studio, and they're beautiful. And Tracy came to that. Hi, Miss Althea. How are you? Newport, Washington. Oh, I got you. You're welcome, Carolyn. Hi, Sheila. She's from Mario, Indiana. It's probably raining there too today, huh? I have to tell you, I'm not a fan of snow. I like to paint snow, but I'm not a fan of, like, I don't like to be out in it. I like to look at it, but they were good. I'm glad. I would prefer snow over rain. Rain is so messy. Hey, Melinda, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Susan from Ohio. How are you doing? So I thought, like, I'm just gonna paint like a shadow box with you. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna put some ornaments on here and some greenery. We're just gonna wing it because I've had these sitting here forever, so then I'll have to do the other two to go with it. I just painted it black just to get something in the background. This, in case you're not aware, this is. Let me move my camera over here. This is our workshop that's coming up tomorrow. We're going to be on this page. It's going to be free. So we're going to have day 1 and day 2. Try to make it live. You can watch the replay. We'll have the replay up for a couple of weeks. But try to make it live because we give away prizes the whole time. So this is like everybody wrote like what to name them, and it came to Believe in the Magic Snowman, because we have a Believe Snowman from years ago too, and his cousin. I just had this class the other night with this on a board, and I was explaining how he has morphed over time. We have 25 snowmen, 25. So I think he was a 26. But anyways, it's going to be so much fun. Try to join us tomorrow. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't signed up, you can go to kckhq.com, or let me put this in the, I'm going to put this in the comments. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you where you can sign up, and you'll get a free supplies list and stencils. And so if you don't see it right away, check your spam or promotions folder. Because what happens is, I just put the link in there. What happens is, your email will put so many things in spam. Like at one point, our own things were going into spam. So check your spam, and how you do that, you have a spam folder or promotions folder. You do a search for Casey K, C-A-S-E-Y, the letter K, and you'll find it in there. So right after you sign up, it's just your name and your email address. It's going to kick you back a free library, and an email will give you a link to that. And then you go to the boot camps link, and that's what it is. So you have a stencil that'll print out for you. You have choices of all different sizes. I actually I generally don't do that, but I put in 3 different sizes in case somebody doesn't have a 10 by 20. You can do this on a canvas or a wood piece. And I put in 11 by 14, 10 by 20, and I think a 12 by 16 as well in there. If you need another size, you can always email us. If you struggle with anything, just email us at info@kckhq.com. But it's all free. It's all going to be here on the page. And then you can sign up here also. Okay. It's going to be so much fun. We literally have thousands of people signed up for it. So it's definitely going to be busy. It's going to be a fun, crazy 2 days, but we'll love every minute of it. It'll be so much fun. Hi, Susan. How are you? Hi, Karen. Raining in Alabama. It's raining everywhere. Hi, Priscilla. Listen, Priscilla, I noticed that, so we also have kits. Here's our app, and we sold this in a canvas kit and a wood, wood board kit. And I looked at Priscilla's order, and it was stuck at, my husband works for the post office here locally, about 40 minutes away. And he said, whenever there's a package that is at one post office for 4 or 5 days, it's lost there. Like, you're not going to get it. Like, more than likely not going to get it. So I saw that with Priscilla's, because I was shipping her something back out. And so we reshipped the whole order, Priscilla. So they were both USPS priority mail, and the other one that we shipped out was on Thursday or Friday. Generally, you're supposed to make a claim with the post office if your package doesn't arrive, but we don't want you to have to do that. So we just reshipped it all out to you. Okay. So I wanted to let you know that you should have it any day. Let's hope. I'll check your tracking afterwards, and I'll email you. Priscilla's one of our members. Hi, Lana. How are you? Hey, Kim from Franklin, PA. How are you? We have the pleasure of Kim coming in from Franklin here and there to see us. We adore her. Hi, Linda. How are you? Good evening, Sarah. How are you, my friend? Your paintings are beautiful. I'm glad you posted them. Hi, Chipper. How are you? Happy holidays from North Carolina. We have a lot of people from North Carolina. Hey, Dawn, how are you? I didn't see you. Hi, Amanda. How's it going? Brenda, hello. I wish I had a wood board. Oh, I'm sorry. We did get more in stock. We're getting a little low. We shipped a lot of them. My husband told me the count left is 13. So I'll have to get back to our wood manufacturer, which I just picked up a big load of trays because no one else could go the other day. And so I picked all those up the other day, but I need to get more boards too. Hey, Clone. Oh, I'm glad you're excited. Hey, Connie. How are you? Linda, hello. Susan from Ohio. Oh, good. I'm glad they were good. Let me see. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Guys, say hello when you're on, because I have Miss Eliza do a prize wheel for every live we do. So we always give away Casey Cash, which can be used on the app. Like you can use them to, like, people use them to buy the brush packs, things like that. So make sure you at least just say hi. Even if you're shy, just say hello, okay? I wanted to show you. So we have this that's coming up Monday and Tuesday, but this is what I'm working on with a membership right now. So we do full tutorial Tuesday, where we do a full tutorial in there every single Tuesday. But this one I broke up into a couple of pieces, and so I'm going to pre-record the rest of it tonight. So we have the window in. This is what we have. So I'm putting in the cup and the candle tonight, and then I'm going to upload that for you ladies tonight. It'll probably it has to process first, so you'll get it tomorrow. But this is what I'm doing right after this. I'll highlight around the window, put my cup in my steam, and my coffee in there with my candlestick. So this is all going in, and the snow around the windows, and then I'll be finished. So we have a lot of fun with our members. We have about 800 ladies that we paint with live every single week, and they are the nicest women you can meet. We don't exclude men. We just don't happen to have any men. I don't know why. I don't know why I say that too, but you know, it's all women that I'm aware of. Doesn't matter either way. They're all so very kind. Oh, I'm so glad you're with us, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining us. The window screen is awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody's progress pictures are fabulous. You guys are doing a great job. Nancy from Nebraska, hello. I'm so glad you like it, Priscilla. Jill, hello from Boston, Georgia. How are you? Oh, thanks. This Barbara, I was like, he's perfect. We've been painting a lot of trees in the studio. Did you see we did that big Christmas tree 2 nights ago too? I have a lot of Bob shirts. Bob's all through our studio. Hi, Marion. How are you? Let me see here. I used to teach some oil classes with landscapes, Bob Ross stuff, and then so people started buying me Bob Ross stuff, and then it came to where people are trying to find stuff we don't have, and so we have so much. It's lovely. I love it so much. And then my best friend Chrissy, she took me to Muncie, Indiana. It was like 6.5 hours away. We went to the original Bob Ross studio and his gallery and stuff. Maybe, I think it was probably 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it was amazing. You get to see works of art also that they don't have online, that you have to go and see in person. So it was really cool. Very, very cool. I loved it. Long drive. Very cool though. Hey Pat, how are you? Annie, hello. Oh, I'm so glad you love the membership. Thank you so much, Annie. I love that. We're happy to have you too. You'll love Casey and the whole group, Lucy said. Oh, thanks. Hey Sherry, how are you? She said, hi y'all. Can't wait to paint the window. Love the group. It's amazing. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. We're so happy to have you also. Hey Karen Richardson, how are you? Okay, guys, what do you think? I'm going to wing it, okay? So I'm going to put on this light behind me, and I'm going to show you the paints that I have on my plates, and it's just, I'm thinking what I would use. You know how I pull things together really quickly. So I'm going to put this back over here. We're going to put our little snowman back over here. He's going to be fun. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw online, Debbie made me a pink shirt with, a pinkish purplish scarf to wear. I'm going to wear it tomorrow again. I wore it for the class on Friday when I taught this in the studio. But you can change up your scarf color. You can change up your eye color. You can change up your ribbon color. So keep that in mind for tomorrow. If you're working on a canvas, I would paint it black. It will be very helpful to paint it black. If you are working on a board, I would have a dark stain board. If you don't have a dark stain board, mix a little Van Dyke brown, like a dark brown, in a black, water it down, and just streak it a little up and down, get it a little bit darker. Like if you put like an oak stain on there, because it'll really make them pop. If you have a lighter wood for this, he won't pop as much. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit of darkness behind him. All right, I'm going to turn on this light behind me. And I'm going to go to my easel. I'll go back and forth. I didn't grab anyone to go on with me tonight. So I will go back and forth because I figured I was just going to sit there and paint the winter scene. And I thought, let me jump on real quick. So I didn't grab anybody. Linda, hello. How are you? Hi, Deb. Oh, thank you guys. All right, let me know if you need anything. I'm gonna lean back and forth. Okay, this is probably, let me see how big this is. I'm thinking this is like an 8x8, maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a 6x6. I'm not quite sure. Yep, I was on 8x8 square. Okay, so, and this is just one of those, I just lost my wording. One of those shadow boxes. Okay. And so I'm going to get a piece of chalk. I'm going to show you some colors I have. You don't need all these colors. You can use any colors you want. Even in the membership, we have swatches of our colors also, so you can try to match them up to what you have. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Let me see. Get my iPad and call if you need me to. Okay, I will. If you see a lot of questions on here, Linda, I will call you, like if that's okay. I would take you up on that. Linda's in our membership. She's awesome. So I was thinking, so this is kind of what was in my head when I was painting this black very quickly. I just thought maybe we would put like a little branch coming down, maybe a branch from a branch, maybe one across here too. And let's put some ornaments on here. What do you think? Hey Cheryl, how are you? Oh, you're making your caramels. Oh, I love that. Listen, I still need to do all my Christmas stuff, all of it. I have maybe 5 more hectic days, and then, you know, I think, I know I'm going to be out of time soon, but, so I'm just taking my chalk pencil, and I'm going to put in some ornaments. I don't know if that's too big for the surface I'm working on, but it'll be okay. So we'll have a little bit of a hook here, you know, at the top. Hopefully it's not too big. I think it might be too big. I want to fit 3 in here. Is anybody else weird like this about having odd numbers? I'm just going to take my paint towel and wipe this off. Like, I can't just put 2 on here. Does anybody else have that problem? So I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. All right. Linda, let me know. I don't want to make you get up, my friend. I feel bad. She had knee replacement surgery. She's one of our members also. She has flown in to the studio. Is it 3 times now? I think it's 3. So I'm gonna maybe drop this one down here. And we love her. She's become like family. She's been in the membership for about 3 years now, since we started. Maybe I'll drop the other one. I'll bring the branch like down through here maybe. When I'm just roughly sketching, I won't make like perfect bulbs for sure. I'll make them a little bit better whenever I paint them. Now, painting on wood is a little bit different than painting on canvas, okay? It takes a little bit more water. Sometimes it takes more paint. And moving this down too. See, everything's fixable. I always give this talk, you know, we'll put a little hook up here, and in the studio and online, how everything is fixable. Nothing's ever ruined. Nothing. Acrylics you can wipe off with, you know, your paint towel or your paper towel and some water. Paint towel works a little bit better. We use these paint towels, are like called oil rags, like on Amazon. They had a big sale at Harbor Freight. Someone posted in the membership this last week, and you can wash them over and over and over again. So this one, because it's going to be closer, it can be a little bit bigger, okay? And these ones, like, they can vary in size depending on like how far, you know, they would be away from you also, okay? That makes sense. All right, I think that's I know my sketch has a lot to be desired right now. Let me see. I always have odd numbers. See, I'm not the only person. What kind of chalk pencil did you say you use? I forgot. Hey, Carol, how are you? Luann, how are you? We missed you. Okay, let me know, Linda. That would be great. So these are my favorite chalk pencil. It's Marco, and let me see, do I have a full box? Yeah, I do have a full box sitting right here so you can see. This we get on Amazon. It's Raffine, Marco Raffine. Do you see that? And if you go to KCKHQ.com, you scroll to the bottom of the screen, very, very bottom. It has my favorite things, and it has links for our favorite things on there. But these ones, we went through a lot of chalk pencils in our day, and because we draw a lot of canvases, thousands and thousands of canvases, these are the best ones. Just don't drop them, okay? They work really well drawing the black canvases. Of course, you have to use a hard pencil drawing the white canvases, because a soft pencil would actually smear all over, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to paint the ornaments first. I have a canvas behind here because this is, I have a large easel, and if this box was just sitting here by itself, it would start falling through, like it would tip back and forth. So that's why I have a canvas back there. Let me see here. You're welcome, Luce. Hey, Mary, how are you? I'm sorry I missed you at the studio yesterday, too. I was there before your class and teaching after your class. So I was trying to get some food in and answer some emails. So I'm sorry I missed you. They really look beautiful. Okay, so guys, let's get out our rake brush, okay? This is a rake brush. We always say, like, get the brush that looks like it's chewed, okay? The single brushes like this on our app are out of stock, but we do have the smaller ones. They, gosh, I think there's only probably 3 of them left, and on our app, and we have them in our brush pack too, okay? But we have the smaller ones. These are the 1/2-inch ones, which are my favorite. They should be back in stock soon, though. I feel like it's a little bit more versatile with the bigger ones. The smaller ones we still use, but I changed it for our next brush order. I changed it to be the 1/2-inch in the brush pack too, not just get the singles. Okay, the colors I have on here, I have a white, I have a green earth. So what green earth is, this is a really good like pine color with a little bit of black in it, like you gray it down. How you make this is you take a dark green and you take a teal, so a verdian and a sap green with a touch of black, make this same exact color, okay? I have some gold, I have a dark brown, which is Van Dyke brown, I have a black. This is mint green. If you take a dark green, add some white into it, you'll get our mint green. This is cactus green. I love this. So how you make this is you take a dark green, a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and you get this. We have a light brown also, which is a raw sienna, okay? I have some ornament colors on this plate, but you can choose any ornament colors you want. I have red, I have orange to brighten the red, I have a phthalo blue, and I have a sky blue and a gold, okay? We won't use near this amount of paint. You do? Okay, Linda, I'm going to call you. So, Linda, I do love this. I find it very, very helpful. Let me find my phone under my plates. Our ladies will jump on with us, and they'll ask me your questions while I'm painting, so that way I don't miss anything. And thank you, Linda. You're awesome. Let me pull you up. There we go. I see I missed text from you today also. I will look at those afterwards.
You reached the phone of Linda Baker.
Okay, I got your voicemail. Is your phone on? Hey, Debbie, how are you? How are you? Okay, so we are on a black surface, okay? So I have to add a little bit. I'm going to put that down. Don't kill me, okay? I'm going to get like a 1/2-inch flat brush. The reason why is I want to put a little bit of the stick in first. You always have to put things that are furthest away first in, okay? So I'm going to put the limb in first. So I'm going to get a little bit of my Van Dyke brown, little raw sienna, and a little bit of white. So I'm going to kind of tap through all of that, okay? Just a little bit of paint. This is my 1/2-inch flat brush, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of color. The other thing you can do for branches is you can get a little bit of burnt sienna. You can pull a little bit of red into this, because sometimes these pine branches have a little bit of red in them also, okay? We'll make some thinner branches with our script liner right after this, but let's get this in first, okay? And I might pull some red in just to show you guys. All right. So tell me, guys, rate and let me know if you guys are done with your Christmas shopping. Because I'm not. I finally ordered early this morning a couple things for the kids online, and that's it. I mean, they're grown kids, but But yeah, so I don't really have much. I've made some things. I like to make gifts, but um, I really need to get to it. I know our shipping deadlines are, really soon, so I'm sure everybody else's are. But are you guys all done? So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to brighten that a little bit more at the top. You're trying to call me. Let me see. There we go.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a little bit of red. And I think I'm going to touch a little bit of red in here. If you had burnt sienna on your plate, that would work. You can grab a little bit of your orange into your brown. If you don't want to go pull another paint, I'm being lazy. But I'm going to just add a little color to this. And then what I'll do, before I put some highlights in here, I'll get my script liner and make some smaller limbs, okay? Hello, Linda. How are you?
Doing okay. Now I just got to get my chat going on my.
Okay.
My
Thank
pad.
you so much. Don't
Not a problem.
Oh no, you have to exchange. I have to do some. Yeah, I think I'm going to be mostly online. You know what I said at the studio yesterday? So I'm going to get my script liner, guys. So this is the brush that has the long bristles. When we made our brush packs, we made this a little like stiffer than you would find most script liners because we found over the years that was the complaint about people using script liners. We always used a golden tack-on script liner and it would bend a lot because most new painters tend to use like a lot of pressure, okay? And even though you're supposed to have, over time you'll learn like the light touch that you're supposed to have with a script liner. But we made ours like a little less bendy because we thought people would enjoy using it a little bit more. They would have an easier time making their stroke, and I think that's been the case also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in a couple of additional limbs in here. All right. Little tiny ones. Need a little bit more water because of working on this rough wood. This wood is rough. Nothing smooth about it. But you want to, so when you're making limbs, you got to feel your inner bob, you're making limbs, you want to go from thicker to thinner. So that means your pressure is going to go from like heavier to lighter, okay? So I'm just putting in, my browns, both my browns, a touch of white. How's your knee, Linda?
It's done better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing much better.
That's a long haul, huh?
Yes, it has been.
Poor thing. Linda started our membership, like I said, I think it's been almost 3 years, right, Linda?
I think so. I think I started
During COVID.
Pandemic.
Yeah. So, so she started out as an at-home painter. And then over time, she started teaching as well, which has happened with a lot of our members because you're licensed to use our designs in your own in-person classes. And so then she had a knee replacement, and that she's had a rough season, that's for sure. So guys, I'm just like lifting off. So something important about, and these will be covered with pine all around them, so I'm not going to be real picky about it, all right? You can even sometimes just have like a little stick sticking off as well. I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say, Liz?
Oh, I don't know. I was reading Carolyn got grandbaby number 5 on the way.
Oh my gosh, you're so blessed. I hope I see grandchildren one day. I had my kids so late, Okay, guys, so I'm just adding a little bit of a highlight here, tiny bit, and then I'll go back with my bigger brush and just brighten some of these areas just a little bit. But since I had the script liner out, I thought I'll just put a little bit of a highlight on there. I so can't wait I love the kiddos, like I work with ages 3, to any age, and I love the little ones. They're just so, I soak them up. I'm going to go back to my flat brush, and when you're on a black surface, a lot of times you have to go back and highlight just a little bit. I'm not going to put a lot of time into these because you're going to see they're just going to peek through. But generally, what I do is I'll put a little bit of my raw sienna up towards the top, take off my pressure as I come down. You don't want to paint anything all one shade. Reason being is it'll look flat. We want things to, be brighter where the light would hit them the most, and you want them to be darker where it would be like on the underside. That makes sense. Okay, guys, so tell me, what would be a good present for like a college boy? Because he won't tell me. He's like, I don't need anything, Mom. This is what he says every year. And I don't know. He's not into like gadgets. I'm kind of like, I'm at a loss, Definitely at a loss. And then Tracy gave me a great idea, Tracy LC, which was that door. It was the dash cam or something like that, and said it brought Wi-Fi to the car and stuff. And he was like, I don't ever need Wi-Fi in the car, Mom. So I was like, okay then. I did. I was like, do you ever need to do your work, like sit down and do your work in the car? He's like, no, not really. I'm like, great.
Does he ride bicycles or anything like that?
No, he plays baseball. He does all that stuff. I don't know.
I was thinking of like a GoPro or something. He could record while he was riding his bike.
No.
Teresa says bed linens.
So I just got him those grounding sheets. So, or I would. Yeah, I just got him
Lynn says a day alone with you.
Aw, so he might run away and scream. I was just kidding. It's so funny whenever he does, like, we're still really tight, and whenever he spends time with me, and he'll be with me for a long time, he goes, and then he'll go, okay, I'm done. See you later. It's so funny.
Lucy says her son takes all the fun out of it. He says, just deposit cash in my account.
So my son would probably prefer that too, because he's a saver, and that does take the fun out of it. But I told him, I was like, if you don't tell me anything, you're going to get stuff you don't like clothes you don't like, just tell me something. So guys, what I'm doing is I want to talk a little bit about my stroke, all right? So what I'm doing is I'm using the back of my brush. The only time I'm using the tip of my brush is when I'm at the edge. But otherwise, I'm pulling around and I'm lifting off and I'm using the back of the brush. I don't want to use too much paint because I don't want to be moving a lot of paint. I want to be dry brushing it. So we're going to layer this up. So if you're a new painter, a lot of people want to get their painting nice and bright with like the first coat. Don't do that. You want just a little bit of paint, so then you can leave some things darker and make some things brighter as you go, okay? And if you lift off your pressure when you're following the shape, you're going to get a feathered mark. But if you press hard and pull off, you're going to leave a line right there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up I'm going to grab a couple different brushes because I'm going to build up the ornaments. I'm going to go back and forth. I don't want to get water in my brush. Hey, Cindy Franklin, how are you? Lynn, listen, I love to spend like days with the kids. Like, everybody's so busy anymore. Like them in college, Katie lives in New York and comes home. I'm going to make a blue one also. But, so I'm using phthalo blue and a little sky blue mixed together. So a dark blue and a light blue. And I really do love every moment with them. I even asked them, like, can you come to work with me too? Like, just so we can keep hanging out.
Lisa said she bought her son a new set of headphones.
Oh,
because he likes to game with his friends.
I do think that's a good idea because his friends at other colleges, they do get on and do that here and there, Oh, no, I take that back. Katie, my daughter, got him those for his birthday this past year. So anything else? That's a great idea, though.
Well, something that I've done with my youngest son, I've done for years, and he's 40-something now. I started when he was probably a junior or senior high school. He wears boxers, and I would buy him crazy print boxers.
Oh my gosh, I do that for Christmas every year. Yeah, I got them last year. It was like the Dr. Seuss and something else. Like,
Yeah.
you do that
And
too.
now he's into crazy socks, so I buy him crazy socks.
Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll do the socks. Because I do get him a couple of those crazy boxers every year. My husband thinks it's crazy, but he wears them. I'm sure he loves me talking about that. I just decided to get some. I love this color, but it is very expensive. So how you mix it, like this is gold bronze. This is a Lucas paint. How you mix this is you just take your dark brown, put a little bit of a metallic gold into it. Like this metallic gold, put it into a dark brown, you get the same color, okay? So I'm just cheating. You can mix all these colors. I'm going to put a gold highlight on this. What was that?
Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Lois says that she tends to get a hard line at the beginning of the stroke. You want to talk her through on how not to get that hard line?
Yeah. So Lois, what you want to do is at the beginning of the stroke, your touch is very light and you have to have your hand slanted like this. So you're like this. The hard line comes when you're pressing like this. So if you're like this and you just lay it down and pull it across, you're not going to get that hard line because you're touching it with the back of the brush. Does that make sense? So, and that's, something that will come with repetition, that you'll just start laying your brush down like that. So when I'm dry brushing right now, I'm using the back of the brush just like that, but just remember to lay it down like that. How was your trip to Denver, Miss Lois? Did you have a nice trip? Okay, so, and I'm purposely leaving this a little bit darker underneath. So by the time I'm done with this, I'm going to go back and start highlighting these other bulbs. The greenery won't take much time at all, so I just want to get, let's get our base of our bulbs in. So I'm going to go back and get a little bit more red and orange. Red and orange.
Lois says, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
People suggesting gift cards. Debbie said Visa gift cards. Vicky says different gift cards for him to go out and eat.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I do like that. That's a great idea.
She said she had a great time with her babies.
Oh, I'm so glad. I can't wait for the day. Go ahead.
Nikki wants to know, are you not using any water on the balls?
No water at all. We are dry brushing. And I'm using the back of the brush. I just pulled in a little bit of white into this red and orange also. I'm using the back of the brush. The back. Okay.
I guess the question is, how many new ones do we have, and do they know what dry brushing is?
Yeah, I wonder, because I think if someone came in the last 2 weeks, they may not know, because we were doing like the big trees and all that stuff with the snow. So dry brushing is using, that's a great, I'm glad you mentioned that. Dry brushing is using very little paint, where you are not moving around much paint at all. And so see how that paint is like, I'm running out of paint. And you want very light pressure until you know how much paint you have on there, but you want it to like fade away. Like you're not moving a lot, very, very little. Dry brushing is so wonderful for building up color. So what's nice about working on a darker surface is that you can use that dark to your advantage. So in some areas you're going to brighten it, other areas you're going to leave darker. You're going to just lift off when you're getting to that area, or use less paint when you're getting to that area, and then it'll start looking more three-dimensional. One thing to learn with new painters, because we work with a lot of new painters over time, is to, hold on, I need a stick to put some white on this plate. I don't like to go from plate to plate. Are you guys like that? I like it all on one plate. But I'm going to use a little bit of white here also. I just realized that when I pulled this, I had my glasses on apparently, and I pulled a filbert brush. See that? It's rounded. It's not a 1/2 inch flat. I throw that in my cup. It worked though, right? It did the job.
Donna White says, Her daughter requested a DoorDash gift card.
I believe it. Those people with DoorDash, they're genius. Because, the DoorDash, although it can be expensive, but if you get the pass, if you're busy all day, it's a godsend because you can order real food. You know what I mean? Not like it's not just fast food. You can order real food, or you can order your groceries from there, like Aldi's. I don't know if you guys have Aldi's where you're at. We have an Aldi's where like once a week you'll get a $20 off, $100 in groceries, and like you can order all your fruits and vegetables and all that stuff, and they deliver it right to you like in an hour. I think it's amazing.
There's an Aldi's in Newcastle?
Yeah. Well, the Aldi's used to be right next to the studio. It was in that big building next to the studio, and it moved to the other side of town because, there was another, like a bigger space up there. Yeah, we loved it right by us.
Something to look forward to. The Aldi's here is like 40 minutes away.
Oh, no way. Aldi's is great. Their prices are great. Their food is really good too. Like, they have a lot of like, I eat that grass-fed, grass-finished beef and stuff. They have it. So I'm making it a little bit brighter on one side over here. I'm just thinking the light's coming in a little bit from this side instead. In my head, that's what I'm going to portray in the painting. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry. If you keep going over something over and over and over again, it'll start pulling paint and it won't keep paint on there, okay? What?
Susan Montgomery, she said, what about the Sheets gift card?
Sheets, listen, kids love Sheets, right, Susan? Oh my gosh. I talked to, because Sheets coffee is my very favorite coffee ever. Like that bitter coffee of theirs is fabulous. And so I love Sheets, but my son, by the way, Sheets all over the country is out of burgers. Like they can't get their burgers. I don't know why. And so it's been about a month, but my son loves their burgers. They're like real meat, like real burger meat, and they've been out. But I talked to the manager there and they want to pull their hair out. There's always like 50 kids over there, they're all just hanging out,
When we were there for membership weekend, I took Lois and Susan and Leslie to Sheets.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally the best coffee. So one day, my husband says, maybe one day we could put one of those coffee machines in the studio. You just love it so much. And there was this guy repairing one of them. And I said, do you know how much it costs for one of these coffee machines? I just use gold for the highlight, guys. And then I'm going to use a little bit of white around the edge. Very, very lightly. See how little paint I have here also. And he said it's $2,500, and he goes, and it's all plastic. I was like, really? Like one of those coffee machines is that much? Is that crazy? But he said you can program them for anything.
So is those the type that grinds the beans?
Yes, that's why it's fresh. When it comes out, it grinds it when you want it. I sound like I'm selling their coffee. It is so good. It is good coffee. I'm going to get a little red, a little white, tiny bit of my orange. And once this is completely dry, I'll go and just highlight with a little bit of white too. Right here was starting a wet spot, so we'll see if I can get it to take a little bit more paint from earlier. So right after Christmas, I'm going to finish planning out the rest of Members Weekend. And so like entertainment and all that stuff too. So I'll give you a ring about that too. Get your input. I'll put it in the group. Maybe we can do we can talk it over with everybody and do like a Zoom or something,
Gretchen said they don't have an Aldi's on the West Coast.
No way. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't branched out all over the country. A little bit of light there. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I'm going to get my brush. I do this. Look, I have 3 brushes going because I don't want to get water in them. So I don't know if you're like that, but when I'm dry brushing and I'm using a little bit of paint, to get all that water out of my brush every time is a little bit of a pain. So if you have a couple, at least 1/2 inch flat ones, you'll use them all the time. And what you want to do, if you do have to wash them, go like this and just pull the water out of them, you know, and that'll help keep the shape also, okay? I'm going to get my gold, all right, just my gold. I had this huge amount come out. I did scrape a little back in the bottle. So I have my 1/2 inch flat. I'm going to turn it this way so I have my angle, okay? Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go right here at the top. They call this the hanger, believe it or not. I thought the metal hook would be called the hanger. It probably is too, but I've been told that this is the hanger, this metal part. So you can do this in bronze. You can do this in the bronze gold. You can do this in gold. And then we're going to highlight this with white, okay? So I'm going to do this on each one. I'm going to lift off as I come to the ornament so it leaves a little bit of black where that chalk line is. And then what I'll do is I will add a little bit of white to the top. That little piece of the wood right there doesn't want to take this little mark.
Bonnie Sheets is like a quick shop, quick trip. But they have like a restaurant where you can order sandwiches and burgers.
Yeah, people will sit down in there too and eat.
They got awesome shakes.
I think they have about everything under the sun, like food wise. They even have healthy choices. It's surprising. But I can't tell you how many times I get their chicken. I get their grilled chicken all the time. I stopped there last night. Because nothing's open when I leave the studio, you know, a lot of the times. And if I don't feel like cooking at 11 o'clock at night, and I get their grilled chicken. But last night, like a gymnastics meet, like let out. And oh my gosh, there was a million people there. Okay, a little bit of white then. I didn't wash my brush. No water. So I'm going to go on the top. Does anybody have any questions, Linda? And then I'm going to lift off. That's just dry brushing also.
No, we just been talking about sheets and Aldi's, and Bonnie was asking about. She didn't think they had that in yes, it's a gas station, Susan. She don't think they have those in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have them in Minnesota.
No.
No, we have like a quick trip. Is what they have up here.
Okay. We went to. My daughter lives. Was this when she was in Buffalo for the summer, or in New York, or in Rochester? No, it was in Buffalo. Did you ever see one of those places like I actually couldn't believe this. It was like one of those big gas stations with food and everything, but it had like literally like a 10,000 square foot, like where they wash the car, and there's all these vacuum areas, and then all these like detailing areas. And you have to get a membership with it. I never saw anything like it. It's like monstrous. I don't think you have to, but it's cheaper. But
not in those.
Oh my head! It looks like an amusement park pulling in there. I was like, oh my gosh. My husband. What was that?
Lucy says some of the best food in South Louisiana is at gas stations.
No way. That's really something. Okay, so just a little bit of white on that side. I'm just going to brighten that a little bit, like the light would be hitting there. But see how little paint to build things up? You don't need a lot of paint, just a little bit. And so I'm putting my brush down at an angle. That's a little too much paint, so I'm going to wipe it off. And then I'm going to lift it off until it runs out of paint, okay? Run out of paint. All right, maybe a little bit over here. And you don't just have to put it on one side, especially with bulbs. Like you can have light like reflecting off a lot. I have bulbs where, say these were close together with the reflection, you can have some red on the blue, things like that. You really need to take a look at like what you're painting. I know we're just winging it right now, but if you're painting something and you don't know exactly what it looks like, Google it. You can look at it like so many images of what your subject is, okay? That's one really nice thing that you can go online and get your own perspective. Look at real things. It's one thing to be inspired by another's painting, but it's another thing to, get your own idea of like how the light hits it, what shape it is, things like that, okay? and then we'll put some more highlights on here with a thinner brush also, okay? I'm going to go back to my script liner. I can throw these brushes in my cup. I think I'm okay with that without getting into too much detail. Has anybody else, this sounds so crazy this time of year, have like allergies with this weather? Like the weather being so weird? Anybody else, or is it just me?
I get them from the furnace.
Oh, I wonder if that's why. I'm like, I feel so allergy-ish lately, you know? So guys, you can also like follow your shape, go inside here a little bit. You can put a couple, you know, highlights on here. You can go on the other side as well. Just lift off when you're making your dashes. You can put a dash inside of a dash also. And it might look weird to you initially when you put it on until it all comes together. So these hooks, you can use silver, or I'm just going to lightly, you know, use white right now. But you can use silver if you wanted to for your hooks. Just go around like that. Everything will look much better when it doesn't have chalk behind it. You can use your script liner, or you can use a very short fine brush. There's water in that brush, so hold on one second. So see how that's getting ready to run? So if you wash your brush, make sure you wipe it a few times, you know, because that ferrule will hold water. The metal part will hold water. So that's why I try to keep it dry most of the time. But you need a very thin, fine line for the hooks. It'll look thinner once we have the chalk out of there. All right. We have a mini liner in our pack, and then we have a script liner. I think that might be still too much paint. I'm just gonna.
We've got several people coming back to Casey that they've got allergies right now this time of year.
Really? So it's not just me? Because I thought, I was like, am I crazy? Like, I just feel like I'm not sick. I just feel like my eyes are all watery all day, and you know, it's crazy. And I'm like, how's this happen in November?
Yeah, Vicky says she does. Connie does.
Really?
Gretchen does.
Okay, guys, so we're going to use our rake brush. So if you don't have a rake brush, get a flat brush or a filbert brush. And what I want you to do is get your scissors, and you just want to cut the tips at an angle, just like that. Cut it at an angle, all right? Just like snip and make it like go like that, all right? I'll even cut this a little bit further. I have to tell you, every time I get a rake brush, I cut it even more. All right, so let's put some pine through here like we were planning on earlier. All right, so I'm going to get my green earth. Remember, that's teal and a sap green, like a dark green. But I like to gray down this green earth. I don't want it to, I like it more like eucalyptus-y, you know? I'm going to put a little bit of white in there. That's a little too much. Let me wash that off a little bit. We need water when we're using the rake brush, especially on wood. Generally on a canvas, it goes on real smooth and easy. You got to start with the dark areas first, all right? So I'm going to put pine through here quite a bit, all right? So I'm just going to kind of fill things here. So I'm going to make my line with the skinny part. I'm going to go up to my line, and I'm going to pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, all right? Much quicker than using like a pointy round brush for this. Sometimes you see this other side, and you can use a skinny part if you're just making, you know, a couple of lines like that. These don't look right until we add highlights to them, okay? So we're always adding the base in first, all right? So say I want one to come down here. I'll put them throughout. I'll probably randomly just go through and pick a couple different areas at a time. So this is a very light touch. So this is the same way that we would make like palm tree, palms for palm trees also. Okay. But
the Grinch's hand.
The Grinch's hand, that's right. You know what, I have to tell you, right before I got on, I was like, oh, we should have painted the Grinch tonight. Because it's so, with this hand, with the bulb, because it's just as quick. We could have painted that in the same time that we're painting this. And I did think of that. Maybe I'll jump on later this week and do that. That is if I get some Christmas presents purchased.
Yeah, you need to shop.
I need to shop. I do have a few things made, though. I'm so glad about that.
So what are you painting on?
I'm painting on a shadow box.
Okay.
See?
I was trying to tell how deep it was.
Yeah, this one's only like an inch. But we've had those like really thick ones too. I like those also. So sometimes
Like
guys,
shelf?
yeah, like shelf
sitters?
sitters. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have a piece like come out this way also. Now, instead of having black in the background, you could like paint in like a blue sky, or you can paint in like wood, like there's wood behind it, or a color of a room. Like you don't have to have black. I just did that for something quick. That's all.
Or you could put stars in there like we've done before.
Oh yeah, we could do some stars. I think I might have. We're just gonna. I'm gonna have this come in from here as well. So guys, always paint how you're comfortable. When you see me move things around, I have a very extensive spinal cord injury and I want to be able to continue to paint without being in pain. And so you'll see me like flip my stuff so my angle is always good and I'm not having to twist my whole body. And I know I'm not alone. A lot of our ladies have like mentioned to me that they also have back issues as well, and they've been able to paint, by moving an easel up and down or finding the right spot. Some people have to paint flat, some people have to hold it, I'm not going to get this on the bulb because I want the bulb to be in front of the pine needles, okay? But I don't want to reach my hand way over here, so that's why like I'm turning it this way, okay? A nice highlight on pine is an Arctic blue, and I'll show you. I have that on my plate. Arctic blue, a little bit of white. Gold is a wonderful highlight on green. Anything green, gold looks amazing. You just have to be careful with gold that you don't like take over your whole painting, because we love gold, but gold can also take over everything, Yeah, definitely can.
Oh, Kelly's gotta go. She said goodnight.
Oh, who is?
Elisa wants to know if you've ever heard of grounding shoes.
Grounding shoes? No, I have a grounding mat under my desk. I started reading all about that grounding earlier in the year. And because I was telling the membership, they probably thought I was wacko. Like I started walking outside without my shoes on, and I started feeling like my back started feeling better. And then so I started reading about that more, and I got the grounding mat under my desk. It was only like $30. Next thing you know, I have grounding sheets. I just got my son grounding sheets. But I didn't know there was grounding shoes. There were grounding shoes. Now I have to find those. I do think there's something to the grounding. Don't you think, Linda, there's a huge change in me this year with my ability to function, like get around and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, huge difference. It's really something. I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. So I'm lifting off, lifting off, lifting off. Just kind of filling it in before. You don't always have to put in a full limb. Sometimes you can just like, you can just scuff some things in there. You don't always have to
Althea says they're earthing and grounding shoes.
I am going to look. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I love that. So I got, hopefully my mom's not on here. I got my mom and my dad the grounding sheets because they were going to buy them. And I think they see the difference in me also, So I got them for Christmas to go with their gifts.
I've never heard of grounding sheets until you started talking about them.
Yeah, it plugs into that little grounding hole in your outlet, and you can still wash them and everything. And my son started sleeping on them about a month ago, and he was such a bad sleeper, with all the metal in his back and everything, and so he started sleeping, Like, shocking. And that's when I started sleeping, is when I started walking outside without my shoes on, because I was a bad sleeper because of my back. So they've been a huge help. It's amazing. So I'm going to mix some of this.
I don't think I want to walk outside without shoes right now.
Oh no, so that stopped with me. That's why I got the grounding mat under my desk, because the day that it got cold, like if the sun's out, the ground's not very cold. But if the sun is not out and it's cold, oh my gosh, you can't pay me to be out there. But I was telling my family one day, that day I went up to their camp, I was telling them how when I'm outside and walking the dogs and doing that grounding thing, we have a big front yard, but people going down the street probably think I'm like a lunatic, because I'm like trying to like just move more and move my legs and stuff. And they brought up this Monty Python movie with the people, like Silly Walks or something. We were crying laughing. And it's probably how I look out in the front yard. So I'm just trying to squat a little, do a little something, because I can't get a lot of exercise with my back like this. And I look like a lunatic out there. My neighbor's
probably... He's been sick for several days. She went to Penny Funkhauser? She said she went to Arizona for Thanksgiving and got sick while there.
Oh.
Got home, and the doctor said most likely started as allergies, and now it's a nasal drip.
Oh.
She said she could coughing her head off and lost her voice for several. My son would like that. If I lost my voice for several days.
Mine would probably too. I'm a big talker. I hope you feel better. It
lasts up to 8 weeks. Oh my.
Would take 8 weeks, did you say?
It could last up to 8 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. I hope you feel better for Christmas. It goes a lot faster than you think. Guys, the reason why I go back and highlight this, anything that's brighter looks like it's coming towards you more. Anything that's darker looks like it's further away, okay? So I'll do this, and then I'll add like a little bit of gold in here as well, and then we can add a little bit of white also. Here's another thing, like, don't just look at your painting up close like this. Make sure that if you don't want to step back and take a look at it, make sure that you look through your phone camera, okay? Because you'll get a whole nother perspective of what your painting looks like. It's kind of like when we're walking around a class and we can see like how beautiful their paintings together how their painting's coming together, and someone else's, when it's real loose, they'll be like, oh, until they see it later. Like they get up and they walk away and they're like, oh, it does look nice, So make sure that you take the time to do that. Like, I don't ever call a painting done until, I look at it through my phone camera, except for when we're filming, when we're live with the group. So guys, in here too, I'm going to get my flat brush. I'm going to show you something. How you don't necessarily have to like paint something in here. Like you don't have to paint a limb in here. You can take a little bit, let's take a little bit of our greens, all right? I'm going to dry brush it, so I'm going to dry off my brush quite a bit. All right.
Well, since she likes the Arctic blue, your hair's in the way there, lady.
Oh, wait, I have a clip here. Has it been the whole time?
No, just the last couple times you've leaned down, did it.
Oh, geez. Okay. Thank you.
Lisa says it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
When I put that Arctic blue on there, it makes me think I cannot think of the type of evergreen it is. It's got that. Is it silver? A silver? Can't remember which one it is, but it's got darker and then lighter needles in it.
Oh, you're trying to think of the type of tree. So guys, I'm just breaking up the wood. I don't know why I didn't put any like the crisscrossed over, we do have to have just a couple of things, because if you look at a tree, like you're not going to see like the branch the whole way and nothing on it, So I just want to put something in there. But what I wanted to show you is you can get a little bit of color, and sometimes you can just scuff in here. So it looks like there's something back in here, but you don't have to. I'm using the back of the brush. You don't have to actually like place something in there, if that makes sense. Like just scrub a little. I'll put a little bit of color on that after that dries for a moment.
Blue spruce.
Blue spruce, yes.
Yes. Thank you, Bonnie.
How are you, Bonnie? So I'm taking a little bit of gold and I'm just gonna highlight like my branch a little bit, tiny bit. And then I'll water down some gold. We'll put it on some of our greenery. That's always really pretty also. My poor husband, you're gonna hear him come back. He's at the studio staining boards. He was like,
Oh, I hope he picks up your package.
oh my gosh, I'll text him when we get off. That's right.
It looks like it's sitting outside the door.
Oh, really? It'll show you like where it's at?
Yeah, they sent a picture.
You're so thoughtful. I have your other one on my desk. So she and Miss Lois sent me some fun Bob Ross stuff. They're so, so nice. They're on my desk. There. Show you. I put those boards on that one. So I don't have this bobblehead. So you did find something I don't have. Look at him. I have to cut him open to get the scissors. And then Lois sent me these paint by number. It comes with a little easel and paints. I love it so much. So I was gonna put it up, you know, in my office here. I love it. You guys are so nice. Thank you so much.
Are you sure? Oh, well, that's what size he's. I was wondering how big he was because in the picture he looked bigger.
You can never tell when you're buying stuff. He's a perfect size though. But you found something that I don't have, like, you know, Bob Ross wise. So I love that. So someone put in the group, did you guys see this past week that now there's a Bob Ross toaster that toasts his face on the bread?
Yeah,
and so,
I saw that on Amazon too.
Yeah, so I don't have that one. I'd have to get that. Too funny. His face literally, I couldn't believe they put his face on the bread. Although we can't, you know what? We can't use it. It'll just be for show. We're celiac people here. Okay, so I just want to break up the branch a little bit. I didn't like that nothing was crossing over. It's kind of like when you're painting a tree, and if all your limbs don't touch each other, you know, it just bothered me a little bit. So I'll just have that cross over there just a little bit. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to add some white highlights and then we'll add some gold, okay?
Oh, Bonnie said that was her that posted the toaster.
Oh, was it? I love that. I hadn't seen that yet.
Jan says she loves this painting. It's so simple yet beautiful in its simplicity. And the highlights definitely make it pop.
Oh, thanks, Jan. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Debbie said this would make a great Christmas card.
Oh, yeah. I was just, you know, this, I have a beautiful card. Let me see. Do I have it right here? I must have moved it off my desk. From one of our members also. And she put one of our paintings that she painted on the Christmas card. We used to have Christmas cards made. This year I did not. And this is from Miss Patty Johnson. Patty, I just got paint on the card. Is Patty on? Because look how nice. That's a train painting she painted.
I don't know if she is or not.
I love that. Like,
that's something we might think about doing at membership weekend. Get some cardstock and...
We actually have all the card making stuff at the studio. We have card classes. We have one this coming week, so with the kids actually.
Well, that's huge.
So we can do that. Now, you have to have a really great printer to make to put a painting on there, unless you're gonna paint it on there. You know what I mean?
No, I was thinking that we could actually paint and do a
we
little
can,
paint.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea. So a little bit of white just to make, you know, a couple more things pop. And then what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of gold. Now you could do the gold first, but I only use a little bit of gold, so I don't feel like it really matters too much, you know. I know we always like to do the lightest and brightest last, but
Barb wants to know what brand of grounding sheets did you buy?
Let me look at them because there are so many, and I stayed up one night and I read reviews to make sure that I got ones that were decent, you know. So let me pull up my Amazon. Hold on one second.
Okay. Oh, Gretchen said she saw the cutest elf on the shelf that had Bob Ross hair and an easel.
Really? I didn't see that either.
They'll post it on the page.
Okay, I'd love to see it. Okay, let me see.
Lucy, I would too. If anytime I try to do something like that, I get paint on the inside or ink if I'm doing it, alcohol ink.
This is weird, like that it says purchase 2 times because we got my grandma them too. So they're on sale right now too, from $129 to $85 for the Queen. It just, the title just says grounding sheets queen deep pocket organic cotton with silver fiber. And then it says visit the Pan BMAO store. So PANBMAO store is the store it comes from, but it doesn't say like an actual brand like other than that, you know. When I bought my parents one of those trampolines too, like I got like to help with their balance and stuff, and there was no actual name on that either, you know, because of course they were looking for it because they wanted to pay me for it. I was like, get out of here, and then they couldn't find it anyway, so I was glad. They always do stuff like that, you know. You give them something, they're like, no, we have to pay you. I'm like, no, accept a gift, you know. We were just talking about, so my dad's birthday is this Saturday, and there was one year, I'm just watering down a little bit of gold. There was one year, I feel like that's a little too heavy, so I'm just gonna wipe that with my finger a little bit. That I got really into making these beautiful signs with sayings, you know, and grandpa and, you know, all this stuff. And it was his birthday one year, which is, you know, right before Christmas. And I go up to him and he goes, listen, you're not going to give me another one of those wood signs, are you?
Carol said, what was the store, please?
Oh, sure. It's PAN. N as in Nancy, B as in boy, M as in mother, A as in apple, O as in offer. So I'm just going to put a little bit of gold here. But yeah, he actually said, you're not going to give me another one of those wood signs, are you?
That was on Amazon, correct?
Yeah, that's Amazon. And we've ordered, like, that's been because I got all of ours, mine, my husband, my sons, my daughter's like, I'm fine, I don't need it. We'll see when she comes home, she can sleep on one. But then I got my parents them, and my mom was giving one to my grandma too, so I ordered those ones. But I have to tell you, like, I was happy that they're good, you know, they work. Okay, a little bit of gold. You know what we need? You know what we need? I'm gonna get a little bit of gold, like, and kind of brush it in between a little too. Maybe scuff a little in between some things just as a filler. Have a little bit of, you could put browns in here or greens, just lightly touch some color in here. You could put, I'm going to put snow on this. I think that would be nice. And then I'll glitter. I'm going to show you how to glitter without spray glittering it. I will show you my favorite glitter also. But let me show you one more thing with the bulbs to make them like come to life a little bit more. Get a little bit of white and let's water that down a tiny bit. All right, a little bit of white. Does anybody have any questions? Linda, I know I've been rambling.
No. Vicky says she loves this painting. She's actually addicted to your painting tutorials.
Aw, thanks. You're so nice, Vicky. Thank you.
Susan says it's gorgeous.
Aw, thank you.
Somebody's what do you say, Lois? O'Burn or O'Bone?
Who, me?
No, Lois posted. I think it says O'Bone. I don't have my glasses or my contacts in.
Oh. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Yeah, that is how it's spelled, Linda. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Susan. You guys are so nice. Thanks, Vicky. Okay, so when everything's dry, what you do is you take your paint towel, and my goodness, do I need to wash these ones sitting here. You take your paint towel, and you just, that was a little too much water. You just like wipe out your all of your chalk lines. It looks a lot better after that. Like, cause it has like double hooks and everything. Okay, so you just wipe those out. All right, then what you can do is take the back of the brush. Let's put some, wipe this I was gonna say this brush is a little big, but it'll do. So maybe we'll put some, I'm gonna put, you want me to show you how to put on some like really like fine snow also? So this now has turned into a tree that's outside. You know. So I feel like when you're making snow, like especially if you have a little bit of OCD, you have to try to make sure you're not making a pattern. Put like two close together, you know what I mean? Like move them around. It's an easy thing to do to make a pattern with stuff like that. Okay, so the other thing you can do, you can use a toothbrush, which I don't think I have one laying here, or I'll get like, I have a fan brush here. I feel like that's fairly easy to use for snow. I'll take my fan brush, I'm gonna pull this white off to the side. All right, and I'm gonna water it down really well. All right, water, water, water is your friend when making the snow. So if you don't wanna get messy, what you can do is take one of your big brushes, lay this flat, and you can tap this on, okay? If you don't mind about getting messy, you can always just like fling it like this.
Sorry, I giggle because when I put paint on plates for classes, I've got paint all over myself.
I am the same way. When I get paint right before I come on here with you guys, same thing. I have to go to the sink and wash my hands. Same thing. You may not want that much snow, but you know. You could put snow laying on all the limbs also. Like that would look really pretty. I'll give you an example before we get some glitter. So I would get a round brush, like any pointy brush will do. So like a round brush, and get your white, don't use any water, and you could like have some like laying up on your limbs like this throughout, like.
Okay, Michelle wants to know, she says she loves your painting. Are we allowed to try this and sell the painting at craft shows?
Yeah, so Michelle, are you in the membership, or you if you're not in the membership, you can still like definitely paint this. I want everybody to paint it for sure that wants to paint it. All of our stuff in our membership, you can paint it and sell it at craft shows. You can sell any original work you do. You just can't make prints of our work and sell it, or shirts or things like that, you know. But you can sell the original work for sure. If you're an active member. Because we have a ton of ladies that do like craft shows and things like that. And we have in our vault, oh my gosh, I'm going to show you this. So we have right now, we have a membership drive. It goes on only for like one more week, and that's it. And what it is we lower the price of our membership for our members with the members that join us. And we're about 40 members away from lowering it to $25 a month from $29 a month. We started at $49 a month, and so we can still cover our costs with everything, and we can make things lower for our members because we know the economy has been tough, and we have a lot of people on fixed income. With all the people that have joined over the last 3 or 4 months, we have been lowering it, and so our goal is to get the renewal price, the monthly price, down to $20 a month. And then if you pay annually, you save 2 months right away, but we also adjust for that and add free months on there once we do another, price reduction. So we're real close to another price reduction, but you can try the membership for only $10. You get immediate access to so many videos. There's a gazillion, right, Linda? Like tons and tons. And so then you
also 24 hours a day, probably for the next year, not get them all done.
Yeah, there's so many. So in the vault, there's almost 2,000 videos. There's over 500 full tutorials, not just technique tutorials. Full tutorials that have stencils, supplies lists, and stencil supplies list, and the tutorial. Then we have technique tutorials. Then we have an entire business section on there with videos on how to build your business and how we went from working out of my home to a 13,000 square foot building in a very short period of time. if you don't want that, but also like to how to work on the road, how to gain, you know, other avenues to paint at, things like that. So it's quite extensive. Don't you think, Linda? It's quite extensive. But
Michelle wants to know, tomorrow's snowman painting, do we have any prep to the board?
do we have any prep to the board? So hold on one second. I'm getting glitter. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm
I
coming.
remember you said something about painting the board black if it
So,
was
Yes.
canvas.
Yes.
But
So
if it's an actual board and they don't have stained board, they could take black and Van Dyke brown mixed, watered down, and paint it.
yes. Okay, let me turn off this backlight so I don't kill you here with a glare. All right. So we have 3 different size stencils. My hair is crazy. I just threw it in the clip. 3 different size stencils for this. I am on a dark mahogany stain board. Okay, this is the actual color. And so it's a darker stain. If you don't have that, I would paint it black or mix a little Van Dyke brown and black together. It'd be perfect. If you have a black canvas, you're working on a black canvas, that would be perfect. But I would definitely, any darker color would be great. We're going to do the streaking of the colors, you know, very lightly with watered down paint when we start tomorrow, okay? And was there another question, Linda?
No, I think that was the only 2 that she had.
Okay. Okay, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, let's, tomorrow what we're going to do is we'll start with the background first and then the foreground. We'll probably get the hat. We're going to get as far as we can within an hour tomorrow. Try to be live if you can because we're going to have free prizes and stuff like we always do. We'll have that Casey Cash for the app. Again, if you need to sign up, I can put the link in here again. Let me see. It was still on my copy and paste. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So I put the link to sign up. By the way, a lot of people will write and say, I haven't got my stencils or supplies list. You get an email immediately after you sign up with your email and your name, your email, that's it. And you get an email with a link to a free library immediately. Generally where it is in your spam or your promotions folder. So do a search for Casey K in there and it's CASEY. And then you'll find it in there. But if you have any trouble and you still can't find it, just email us and Miss Haley in customer service can send it out to you again, okay? But always check your spam. Everything gets put in spam anymore. I don't know why, but it does. I have no idea why. So this is my favorite glitter, spray glitter, Krylon. I only spray it outside, even at the studio, all the classes this weekend. We put it on the outside door. It's very potent. Also make sure you're about this far away or you're going to cover your whole painting. Like it comes out like a shot. So I don't spray that inside. So a way to do glitter whenever your painting is like still is pretty dry, you can mist it. Like we keep these misting bottles for everybody at the studio because people love glitter too. Not everybody wants that spray glitter. And then what you do is you'll take a really fine glitter, not one of the heavy glitters, like Diamond Dust is sometimes pretty heavy. We have that at the studio also. This is like $3 at Walmart and it's extra fine glitter. So I'm going to go here so you can see it's extra fine glitter. Did you see that? Like very, very fine. And what you would do is you would lay this flat like this and you'd pinch it on like salt. Okay, just pinch it on like that. I'm going to show you like it changes the painting like this, I think. And you know what? Miss Lois, this would look so nice with glass and resin. She brought me the nicest gift is this pumpkin with glass and resin on it. It's so beautiful. But she's a glass and resin artist also. But look at the sparkle now. It changes the whole thing. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Can you see it? Let me put the light on again behind me. Maybe you'll see
And
it.
probably need to turn the light on because it's not showing up.
Let me see. Can you see it? Like this is a multicolor one. Can you see the glitter? I know you're on a delay. Maybe?
Yes.
A little bit. Let me turn this back off behind.
Okay, by the gold bulb I could.
A little bit more.
Paulette, there should be a replay of the snowman.
There you go. So you can see. Just something fun, something little. You don't have to put the snow on all the branches or snow the thing at all. You can paint in a background if you want. You can put in a blue sky. You can put, you can make a wood look with just using like your Van Dyke brown and raw sienna, a little bit of white, streak it up and down behind there too, like you're in a house. But I would put glitter on the tree, whether it's inside or outside, I think. So always fun to paint ornaments. I always love that, And then I can't wait. Look at my hair. I can't wait to paint him with you tomorrow. He's going to be so much fun. And for our members, I'm going to finish this tonight. The video I'll have to process. You'll have it in your vault tomorrow. And then I'd love to see all of your finished paintings with that. It's going to be so much fun. And then we're going to come to you live at 8 o'clock tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 days in a row, tomorrow and Tuesday, okay? And if you want a text before I go live, text the word believe, I before E, except after C. I said that last night, how we had one of our girls. We are our older Believe snowman, and when we were riding Believe on, we had one year there was probably 1,200 of those we had to do. We used to in our sleep, and then she came up to me, one of our girls, and she was like, "I spelled it wrong." The lady's really mad. It came off, but I was like, I before E, except after C. So I said it in class on Friday because we had this class in the studio on Friday. I'm like, everybody, too funny. But we'll show you how to write this as well. So you don't need a stencil for this. You don't need any Cricut stencil or anything. You can trace it on, though, if you blow this dry, or it'll be dry by the time you get to this anyways, and you can trace it on, okay? You can use a black magic marker on here, but Sharpies are oil-based. They're much harder to get off. And so maybe put it on pencil first if you're going to use a Sharpie. I do that sometimes. But we have a whole box of acrylic paint pens at the studio. But you got to be careful if you do use that, okay? And if you need anything, like I said, let us know, okay? If you need to sign up for it, here you go. And then we'll see you tomorrow. I'm very excited. Let us know if you need anything at all. Linda, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to call my husband over there and tell him to bring the package home. I want to see it.
Okay, you got one more question. That was Michelle. Who wanted to know, if the water dries, will the glitter still stick to the painting?
So if the water dries, like before you put the glitter on?
Yeah, like when you how you spritzed it with water to put the glitter on?
Yeah.
Will it stay sticking to it?
So pretty much they do. We've done this with a lot of paintings, but I would keep some Krylon clear coat on hand, and it holds the color, it holds the glitter, and it's fabulous. Like the color stays beautiful with that Krylon clear. And so that's an Amazon product as well. I think it's also, if you go to the bottom of this page, it's in our favorite things also. But yes, if you want to keep this nice, you want to keep the glitter, you want to keep the color really bright, you want to put it by, the sunlight especially, I would do, it's Krylon Crystal Clear. I'm sorry, I can't have Krylon Crystal Clear. It will last you a really long time if you're just using it personally. We have cans of it at the studio, and we'll have a ton of people use a can. You'll still have a lot left. So it lasts a long time. But yeah, that's a good idea. Look, I just stuck my finger through that. Guys, also, for those of you that haven't painted with acrylics before, they're very forgiving. Like, don't ever feel like you ruin something ever, because you can take that paint towel, put water on it, and wipe it off. You can say you decide tomorrow, oh, I don't like the way that is, in that part there. Paint over it. You can fix anything. So don't be afraid to try things either, because you can change anything. Huh, Linda? Anything. Yeah, anything.
I have fixed many students.
That's so funny. And also, what was I going to say? Like, I made that. I don't know if you guys saw the pink mason jar with the hydrangeas in there, and it was like all in pinks and stuff. One of the flowers I completely blocked out and put a different flower in there. So, like, you can do that with anything. So don't ever worry. And then tomorrow, if you need help, let us know, okay? One thing to pay attention to in the workshop, how much paint are you using? Like when we're using a little paint, or how much we're watering down paint. I can tell you in the background of this painting in the class, we had a lot of new people for this class on Friday at the studio. They came from like far away. And people wanted to use thick paint here, and it defeats the purpose of having a darker surface to use those shadows in there. And so, I went around, and when I could see that, I walk after every step to see what everybody's doing. And you can generally predict where the issues would be after you've been painting a long time as well. But people weren't watering it down. So what that causes is a whole bunch of work. So if you weren't watering the paint down, I was using dark brown, a little bit of raw sienna, a little bit of gold, but it's all watered down. And then I used a little bit more black as I came close to this outline. If I didn't water that down, then I have to trace around this whole thing and make it perfect looking. Otherwise, I'm just wiping right into my lines because this will cover it up, So pay attention to things like that as we go, okay? It'll help you a great deal. I always tell people, try not to paint ahead because you will learn something with every painting. Like, you'll learn a lot of tools to put in your toolbox that'll stick with you. And then, like, you'll be able to start looking at the paintings that we create and be like, oh, I know how she did that. Or you'll be driving down the road, I know how to paint that. And it comes by, after just a handful of paintings, it starts coming. Right, Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it all starts coming together. And of course, with practice, everything gets easier and better. So don't stress, okay? No stress. I'm getting glasses.
Stress-free zone.
Stress-free zone. That's right. Feel your inner Bob when you're on the arms, at least. Now you're hooked on acrylics. I loved oils too, Cheryl. I like how acrylics dry so fast. I love that, so quickly. Oh, good night, Cindy. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. But I love oils too. I haven't painted them for a while. Your board is already painted black. It's going to be okay to put the snowman on. Yep, that's perfect, Diana. And how are you? You're welcome, Tommy Lou. You're welcome, Lois. You're welcome, Linda. Thanks, Debbie. My text come in time to catch you. You're later than me. Paulette, I think that the text service actually should send it at your time because I think that it captures the time zone that you're in. Let me know that tomorrow on the live. I would love to know that because mine is based on Eastern Standard Time, but when you sign up for a text service, I think it has to do with your time zone. But hopefully, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine comes to me in my time zone to let me know you're on.
So it does. Okay, so it's all correct. Okay, so you'll get it at the right time for you. Yay, I'm so glad. Connie, you're welcome. Thanks for joining me, ladies. I had such a nice time with you. Can't wait to, Gretchen. Thank you. Thanks, Lucy. You're very welcome. Thanks for brightening my night. Always so much fun with you guys. Linda, thank you so much. Thanks, Shelly. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Althea. See you tomorrow. Yes. All right, bye, guys. See you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.